Once you've made all the adjustments that you need to do, simply click done. Now the betting system is based off of a pot system, which means when everyone enters in, their loyalty points go into a pot, and whichever side will win, those points will be shared amongst the winning side. So, for example, if there are 2 options and there are 100 loyalty points in the pot, and 10 people vote on option A and 10 people vote on option B, and option A wins, that means 100 loyalty points will be shared over the 10 people in option A. Now, if all of your viewers selected just one option and there's nothing opposing the other side, and that side wins, they will simply just be refunded the loyalty points they used to enter into the betting. Now, if you're at all confused on how giveaways or polls or the betting system actually works, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna put a link down below that'll take you to the blog that'll explain all this for you if you need a little more assistance out there. Now, using all of these assets and elements within your stream that Streamlabs is giving you is a really cool way to engage and reward your community. And if you need any more help on how to use Cloudbot or Streamlabs, the platform itself, don't worry, I got you covered, and so does Streamlabs. I'm gonna put a video over here on the side that's gonna help you figure out everything you need to know about Cloudbot. Recommend taking a look at that video because it's gonna help you out. Once again, my name is Wild4Games, and I will see you all in the next Streamlabs video coming out real soon. Take care all, and peace!
What if I did like a things other streamers wish they knew when they started? You know, like don't stream in public bathrooms. Would that be toxic? Yeah, we're not gonna do that. But if we did, no, we're not gonna do that. Guys, streaming has been my occupation for about a year now. I kind of dance around saying I'm a full-time streamer because I'm not. I don't stream full-time. Streaming full-time and making YouTube videos is just.
Junior, thanks for following me.
I'm not smart enough for that. That's all. It's a little bit beyond my brain capacity, but streaming is a large part of my income. But before I started making money on the platform and getting partnership status and all the fun things, I streamed on Twitch making zero money for about 3 years. And 3 years is a good chunk of time to figure out what I was doing wrong. But let's say I had to start over, like from scratch. Like tomorrow, all of my subs just died. Okay, that might be a little bit dark. FTC goes nuclear and just destroys all evidence I ever existed on the internet. Followers, gone. Subs, very gone. All the progress that I've made just vanished. Could I take what I've learned over the past 4 years and start over, build it back up from scratch, and maybe do it a little bit faster this time? I'd like to think that I could, but I'm also extremely grateful that at least today I don't have to. So let's talk about the very specific things that I would do completely differently if I had to start from scratch tomorrow. Roll the intro.
Sweet.
Before we get started, I do just want to remind you that I do stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch. Link down in the description below. Also, if you find this video helpful, you enjoy it in any way, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video, hit the tiny little bell. I think I said those out of order. Doesn't matter. You get the point. Moving on. The very first thing is one that you won't understand until you experience it. You don't grow while you're alive. I want you to think about the sentence there. If there's one phrase or sentence that I want you to take from this video, it's that one. You don't grow while you're alive. I remember when I started streaming daily, which by the way, I don't recommend anymore, but I did at this period of time, and after every single stream, I would check my stats to see how many new followers I got during said stream. Usually it was between 5 and 10. If I got a 15 follower day, I felt pretty good about myself. And if you're watching this and you're confused saying, man, I would love 15 viewers a day, why is he talking down about that? It's not that that's bad. 15 viewers a day is fine. The problem is that number doesn't matter, because from the time I shut down that stream till the time that I went live again the next day, my channel was basically dead. I gained 0 new followers when I wasn't live, and that was 3/4 of the day. Now imagine your favorite YouTuber and imagine that for 18 hours a day, they shut their channel down. You couldn't watch their videos, you couldn't search for their channel, they just didn't even show up anywhere, like they didn't exist on the internet. That is so much time being lost that people could be discovering you. And that's what most streamers do. That's what I did for 6 months until I backed off and started streaming 3 days a week and spent the extra time making YouTube content like this. And immediately after posting a couple videos, I started getting 20 to 30 new followers a day, even on the days that I wasn't live.
So, you need a logo. The obvious choice is going to Fiverr, finding a logo.
Live. Typically now I'll get between 100 and 150 new followers a day. Again, even on days that I don't stream. In fact, this month, the day that I've gotten the most followers is a Tuesday. I don't stream on Tuesday. The point I'm trying to make here is if you can make content outside of Twitch, you are discoverable 24/7, whether you're live or not. It's basically like having a commercial out there for your stream that you cut together with the best, most entertaining snippets of yourself. And the stream itself becomes less of the content and more of the payoff in the end. The place where the people who enjoy your videos most get to come and chill with you, the person who makes some of their favorite YouTube videos. Number 2, networking. Not as important as you think. Very rarely does someone network their way to 1,000 viewers. It really doesn't happen. But still, networking managed to be one of those buzzwords that streamers like to say. Like whenever I see a tweet on the internet where someone's like, hey, how do I grow on Twitch? 9 out of 10 responses are like, network. I learned very quickly that while networking is not a bad thing to do, making networking your main focus is like, imagine if like a new Star Wars film came out and they were like, okay, no commercial budget this year. Instead, all the money we would have spent on commercials, we're going to spend on manpower to go out on the streets and tell as many people as we can about the upcoming Star Wars film. It's just, it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. Maybe because it's Star Wars. But imagine it was a new, okay, never mind you. We're getting way into this metaphor. You get the point I'm trying to make. Again, I'm not saying networking is bad. I'm just saying it should not be your top priority. I know a good handful of Twitch streamers who stream with the biggest streamers on Twitch. They stream with people with 1,000 viewers all the time, multiple times a week, but yet they themselves can't seem to get above 30 viewers. Networking, no matter how hard you do it, will not make you a career. So stop spamming your links in my Discord. Number 3. Number 3, companies talk. I see this all the time. I follow a lot of industry people on Twitter, people who run marketing sections of big names, some of your favorite gaming brands, complaining about a lot of the emails they get. They have blacklists, by the way, and those blacklists get shared with other marketing directors of other companies. This usually starts to become a problem when streamers get impatient and they want that payout without, earning it. Yeah. So before you start quoting Wayne Gretzky and shoot out 100 emails a day to your favorite brands trying to get free stuff and sponsors to advertise to your, 10 viewers, just consider there might be a little bit of fallout for that. And number 4 is, well, kind of along the same note, I'd say probably more important. Shortcuts hurt you more than you think they do. I want to give you an example of a harmless shortcut that I've seen real world repercussions from. There's a Discord community called Royale Streamers. It's one of those lurk for lurk platforms. The way it works is you join this Discord. If you watch other streamers from the Discord, you earn points. The more points you earn, the higher they place you in the Discord in the list of streamers. So the more people are going to watch yours to try to earn their own points. Basically, it's just a bunch of people boosting each other's numbers, and then they turn around and say, hey, I've tripled my viewerships in this. You can't say it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I know there was like a whole video released on Royale Streamers a couple weeks ago that was kind of like tinfoil hat video, a lot of kind of baseless, weird allegations against them that I don't know if they're valid or not, doesn't matter. But the point is, I've known a marketing director of a company that whenever someone reaches out to him and says, hey, I want to work with you, here is my reach, these are my numbers, here are my metrics, this is my viewers, the first thing he does is he goes and he checks Royale Streamers. And if he sees that streamer's name in there, he blacklists them and then sends that blacklist to every company because he knows those numbers are fake. So just a heads up, more people have been hurt by communities like that, and the only people that get helped are the people at the very top who started it. So, don't take shortcuts. Number 5. Originally, I had number 5 written down as an incredibly important one, talking about the attack that you're going to have on your sense of self and your sense of self-value. But I felt like I was doing it a little bit of injustice to make it one thing on a list of 5 things when it's a really important topic to talk about. So I'm actually going to make a whole video on this conversation because I know a lot of you have felt similarly to the way that I've felt in the past when it comes to content creation and streaming. Plus, I had another one that was also really important, and I didn't want to make this video 6 things, so kind of works out perfectly. The real number 5, guys, don't neglect just chatting. I'm serious. I get it. You're a gamer. You're on this platform because you want to game, but you got to remember your viewers are in your chat because they want to build a relationship with you. Just imagine with me, I feel like we've done a lot of imagining this video. We're gonna do it one more time. Imagine with me your favorite YouTuber, Vsauce, Casey Neistat, I don't, whatever, anybody but Jake Paul. And imagine that when you typed a comment in the comment section, they stopped what they were doing in the video and they're like, hey, you, user, Harris, that's a really good question. And then they answered it in the video. That would be mind-blowing, not only because there would be some sorcery involved, but like you felt acknowledged by your favorite YouTuber.
Like,
That's
whoever
what
just likes it, I'll
just
show you
chatting
that.
is. You might be
I'll follow
someone's
them.
favorite streamer, and
Somebody
when they come in
like
your
that.
chat and they ask a
Doesn't
question,
let me do
and you
some
turn
admin
around
work.
and you say their name and you talk to them and answer their question, that's a big deal to a lot of viewers. They're gonna be far more likely to come back in because now your stream is no longer just entertainment, it's an actual relationship. Yeah, those 5 things. Those were 5 things that I did wrong for years. Did I do all 5 of those wrong? No, I guess I reached out for free stuff pretty early on. I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, I think I did all 5 of those wrong. And like the moment I fixed those 5 things, everything changed. So anyway, guys, I hope this helped. Again, if you have any questions or want some further insights, you can jump into my stream. I spent like the first hour or 2 in just chatting. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, link in the description below. Also, we have an amazing Discord of like 35,000 people who all are working towards the same goal. If you're looking for people who are like-minded and want to find a community that can help you out, feel free to join the Discord. Hit up some people in there. And as always, happy streaming. What? What just happened?
I might have used a bit of magic. Just sleep.
I found my home though, I made it!
It is literally free money. Why would you not install it? Honey, but not this one, this one. They are a free browser extension available on almost any internet browser. Fly Coupon scans the internet, and we save $10. Honey knows every code, discount, and sale on over 20,000 websites. Look, Amazon, Walmart, eBay. Wow, there's just so many. Those of you who have installed Honey using my link have saved almost $4 million. This is all you do. Click here, done. You can get Honey for free at joinhoney.com. There is no reason not to. You will save hundreds of dollars over the course of your life, maybe even thousands if you use it.
Introduction to fractional shares. How to invest from just £1. This video is going to explain about fractional shares. How this feature enables you to invest small amounts with Trading 212 in even the largest priced shares.
Look, everybody starts their Twitch journey making a couple mistakes. It's not a big deal. We all go through it. All you need is somebody who's made those mistakes before to help push you in the right direction a little bit. Welcome back to the Alpha Gaming channel. My name is Harris Heller. I am your stream doctor, and today we're going to talk about not only 10 things you shouldn't do on Twitch, but 10 things you should do instead. And number 7 is going to blow your mind. Also, BuzzFeed wrote this. I don't even know which one 7 is. Hold on, which one is 7? I've said 7 before. 4 is pretty crazy, though. Maybe let's just start with the first one. But here's the deal. With every single mistake people make on Twitch, they're usually very close to something you should be doing. You're just going about it the wrong way. Slight little adjustments are going to push you in the right direction. So I'm going to talk about both. I was originally going to do a video about the 10 biggest mistakes people make, but I needed to be a little more positive. You know, there's no reason for me to tell you what not to do if then I don't turn around and tell you things that you should do, right? So let's get started. And the very first thing that you should do is a very important one. You'll understand it a little bit more if you watched my video last week on the loneliness that a lot of streamers can feel on Twitch. You need to make sure that you're reminding yourself before every stream. I'm not talking about like saying a ritual in your head. I just mean convince yourself that you are worthy to stream in front of thousands of people. You are not a small streamer, okay? You are a streamer that just hasn't found your audience yet, and you are capable of great things. And the moment you recognize that is gonna be the moment that your viewers recognize that, when you start treating yourself like a professional streamer. Now, the thing that you should absolutely avoid with this is feeling like the world owes you viewers. Because you're going live, Twitch should help you find viewers, or the world should help you find viewers. That's not the world's job. That's not Twitch's job. Twitch is there to build an engaging platform. You are there to build an audience. That is entirely your job. Your viewers don't owe you anything. If they stop showing up, it's because you stopped providing entertainment. They come to Twitch when they want to relax and be entertained and enjoy their time, and if they're not enjoying it, they're not going to show up. So if you do a stream and none of your viewers that normally show up are there, don't get upset with them. Reflect on it. What can you do to change? What can you do to make your next stream more exciting to watch? Okay, let's move on to something a little more straightforward, okay? Do pick a game that will help you grow. Don't pick a game based on how many people are watching it. This is one of the weirdest piece of advices that I've heard big streamers talk about. Pick a game that's not the top game because no one's gonna find you in it. If you're streaming for less than 10 people, no one is going to scroll down and find you no matter what game you're playing. So don't scroll down on the list to a lower game and play a less fun game because you think people are gonna find you. You need to get found completely different ways, which is actually the next one, which we'll move to in a second. You should be picking a game that you have fun playing. You should play a game that you're good at. You should play a game that you can choose to engage with your audience. For example, I love Super Smash Brothers. I don't stream Super Smash Brothers because it's such a fast-paced game that I will not have a moment to pay attention to the chat. I do play battle royales because I also like shooters, and there's so much downtime between fights that I can engage with my chat and have fun with them. Pick games that are most entertaining for your viewers to watch, not games that you think are going to get you found. The way you should get found is number 3. Start a YouTube channel. YouTube has a brilliant algorithm, plus it's a very searchable platform. I made a whole video on it, linked down in the description below. It's talking about getting found using other social media platforms. What you shouldn't do is take clips from your stream and re-upload them to YouTube in compilations. And let me explain why, because I know you're gonna say, well, Choco Taco does it, and Shroud does it, and all these big streamers do it. That's because they're big streamers. You need to take a look at your following and figure out why you're uploading to which platform. If you're uploading to YouTube to bring in viewers to watch you on Twitch, you need to be creating original content that gets found on Twitch and then bring those people over. If you're already big on Twitch, like Shroud and Choco Taco and Ninja, you take that content that's already doing really well and you repurpose it on YouTube and you're remonetizing it again, bringing yourself twice the income. These big streamers aren't making YouTube videos to help them grow on Twitch. They're making YouTube videos to remonetize their Twitch content. You're trying to use YouTube to bring a following over to Twitch, which means you need to be making original content there and then bringing them over to your Twitch streams. Got it? Good. Next one, do use multiple platforms. Set up a YouTube channel, set up an Instagram, set up a Twitter. Make sure you're engaging on all of them and using them to bring over to Twitch. Do not use Restream.io. If you're not familiar with Restream.io, basically you fire up your stream and it broadcasts it to every single platform. So you're streaming live on Mixer and Facebook and Twitch and YouTube all at the same time. This is a bad idea. I know this seems like a great idea because you're reaching more people. How can it be a bad thing? But I'm gonna try to help you understand why this is really hurtful to your image. I want you to remember this. People will always see you the same way that you see yourself. For example, if you're talking to people or popping into Discord and you're saying, hey, please help me hit 100 followers, I'm so close. you come off like a charity case. And people know if they come to watch your stream, they're not doing it because it's gonna be fun to watch, they're doing it because you asked them to. And it's gonna be a chore for them. By the way, this is what's called your brand. The way people feel when they think about a business or an entity, or you in this situation, is their brand. What do you feel when you think about Nike? Probably cool, athletic, right? What do you feel when you think about EA? Most of you are probably thinking sleazy, money grubbing. That's their brand now. They've ruined their brand. The essence of your brand is this. If you imagine one of your viewers explaining your stream to one of their friends, how would they explain it in 1 or 2 sentences? That's your brand. And when you use Restream.io, what you're basically saying is, I'm so desperate for any viewer that I'm willing to ruin the engaging experience on Twitch or whatever platform you choose by splitting my chat room into 5 different chat rooms. So when I'm talking to this one, these people don't know what I'm talking about. When I'm talking to this one, these people don't know what I'm talking about, because I don't think I can grow on one. And I don't know how to use social media to use them all separately. You're no longer an entertainer who's using a platform to entertain. You're now a gamer who's desperate to be watched by anybody who might stumble across it. Build a brand. Okay, that's why I said 4 was a doozy. It's all downhill from here. Pretty simple stuff. Number 5, do remind people to follow and subscribe on Twitch. However, don't beg for it. There are a lot of people that are afraid to bring up subscriptions or following because they feel like it's selling out, or they feel like they're begging for it. There's a fine line between reminding people to follow and subscribe and asking people to follow and subscribe. Asking people makes them feel like it's a favor for you. Reminding them makes them feel like there are benefits that they're not taking advantage of. It's a very subtle difference, but it is a big difference. I make sure I do everything I can to make the subscriptions worth it, from creative emotes to rituals that we have in chat where whenever someone subscribes, we use one of my emotes and we try to build a pyramid out of the emotes. It's fun and it's engaging, and whenever I talk about subscriptions, whether it's talking about today's sub goal, talking about what we're gonna do when we hit 1,000 subs, whenever I bring it up in chat, I get another 4 to 5 subscribers. Not because I've asked them to subscribe, but because I reminded them that it's an option. And all 4 of these people would have been willing to subscribe anyway. They just didn't think about it because obviously as the streamer, I think about it more than they do. Remind them. Speaking of which, follow me on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday evening, and Saturday morning. Link in the description down below. Thanks. Number 6, do have a designer make you a solid logo and brand design. However, don't make it your profile picture. There's plenty of research on the subject of building a brand as an individual. If you are an individual and people are following you and not a company, your face as a profile picture is gonna do 100 times better than a logo. So get yourself a decent logo, use Fiverr or something. You can get one for like 40 bucks. Use it on your stream and in your profile, then take a picture of you and put it as your profile picture. And give it some personality. Don't, profile pictures like this big. Make sure you're filling out the whole thing. Number 7, make yourself a stream schedule. But most importantly, don't stream every day. Streaming every day is only worthwhile if you have a couple thousand subs. If you're making enough money to do it full time, stream every day. Streaming every day is not gonna get you found. Twitch has got this weird thing where the top 10 people of any game are gonna get clicked on all the time because they're right there in your face whenever you click on the game. Anything below the top 10, nobody clicks on you. So being live and being there isn't gonna get you more people. If you can bring that back to 2 or 3 days a week like I did, and spend those extra 3 to 4 days making YouTube content, putting Instagram videos together, getting yourself out there and noticed, and bringing those people over to Twitch, which you have set days to stream so they know when you're gonna be live. That is a much better use of your time. Don't stream every day. Number 8, let's talk about sponsors. This is a personal favorite of people to talk about in my chat. Do create a personal brand and a proper environment that is very marketable for brands and other businesses to sponsor you. This is why Ninja stopped swearing. It's actually a very good business decision. Don't sign yourself over to the first sponsor that wants to put their name on your channel. If you have less than 30 viewers, the sponsor's getting very little out of it. So chances are they're gonna give you little to nothing in return. You are not getting legitimacy, you are not getting exposure, you are being taken advantage of. If you think objectively about what you have to offer a brand at the moment and you honestly can't see it as a good business decision, you're probably being taken advantage of. That doesn't mean every opportunity is a bad opportunity. I'm just saying, don't jump at the opportunity to get a sponsor because it makes you feel legitimate. It doesn't help you, it helps them. I see it all the time with these online stream teams that have you put their sponsors all over your stream and you put their name in the title. Sometimes they have 20 streamers on the team, sometimes they have 100, and these streamers don't even get product out of it. They're literally getting nothing out of it, but they want that sponsor there because it makes them feel wanted. You are being taken advantage of. Just be careful. Don't jump at the first sponsor that runs your way, okay? Number 9, do invest in equipment that makes your stream more entertaining. The bar has been raised for the quality of Twitch streams in 2019. You're gonna need to have a decent setup. However, don't buy gadgets that just make it more fun for you while you're streaming. If ever you're about to make a purchase, you ask yourself, is this gonna make the stream more entertaining for the viewer? If it's gonna be more entertaining for the viewer, your channel's gonna grow, you're gonna start making more money, then you can spend that money that you make monthly now on stuff that you want to game with. Whether that's a new GPU or a new mouse or a new chair or whatever, stuff that's more fun for you, spend your last dollar on that. Spend your first dollar on stuff that makes it more fun for people to watch. Try to turn that dollar into more dollars, and then spend the more dollars on the stuff you want. Does that make sense? And number 10, do become a part of a community. You can find friends and teammates and great people that are gonna be there along the way in somebody else's Discord. Don't spam your content or your Twitch URL in somebody else's community. And for the love of God, do not do follow for follow. And that's everything. These are the 10 biggest pieces of advice I give to streamers every day in my stream. And they're the biggest mistakes that most streamers make. If you can make these fine-tuned adjustments, you are already on your way to growing on Twitch, building an audience, and turning this into your job. All right? And if you found this helpful at all, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this. Okay, I've been doing social media content creation full-time for a long time now. I promise you, these are good hints. If you're looking for people to join you on this journey, bounce some ideas off of, we have an incredible community in the Alpha Gaming Discord. The link is down in the description below. There are multiple chat rooms where you can find people with similar interests, find new friends to join you along the way, and even areas where you can ask the community for help. And there are always people there, including my own hand-picked surgeons that are willing to help you out. One more reminder, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday morning on twitch.tv/Harris Heller, link in the description down below. And if you're interested in more quick Twitch tips, I have a video coming up here, link should be on this side of me, about 50 tips to help you grow on Twitch. All right, I hope this helped, and as always, happy streaming.
Oh, they're running down.
Oh, damn! Oh, damn! Oh, damn!
Oh my gosh, he can't miss, dude. He can't miss. No balls, do it.
Oh, no way. Let's go!
It's like a known cardinal sin for creators to actually show how much they make, but I would actually really like to make a video on exactly how much I make, but that's a really scary video to make. So if you'd like to see me do it anyway, I'd be happy to leave it. All right. I guess we're doing this. Ever since the drop of Stream Beats last week, copyright-free lo-fi beats for streamers, by the way, available on almost every single streaming service, link in the description below. But ever since that launched, I've gotten a lot of questions from you guys about monetization and running your stream like a business. And I've been more open about my personal income than most people have recommended I be. So I've decided to take a step back and take the more responsible approach and just literally tell you everything. Wish me luck. In this video, I will tell you literally exactly how much I make, where that money comes from, and why I believe I tend to make more money than most people my size on Twitch. And hopefully I don't lose any of you guys in the process. Why is that, by the way? Honestly, why do you think people get upset when they find out how much money content creators make? Be honest. Yeah, I'd actually really like to hear your opinion. My theory on this is that YouTubers, content creators are just in general more relatable than like TV personalities. And when you find out that a YouTuber makes a good chunk of money, I think it kind of ruins that relatability a little bit. Just a theory, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Before we start this video on monetization, I'd like to monetize it with saying thank you to our sponsor, Owned.tv. Owned is your one-stop shop for all your stream aesthetic needs, from overlays to panels to alerts, really just all the things. Plus, all the overlays are modular, so if you and all your friends pick up the same overlay called Good Vibes that you're looking at right now, None of you are gonna have the exact same looking stream because you can pick different camera borders, different elements to fit your stream needs and make it look the way you want. So if you'd like to make the smart move like many from the community have done, feel free to jump over to own.tv and pick something up. Make sure you use the link in the description below. That will support the channel. Also, if you want 40% off, make sure you use code ALPHA at checkout. And also, one more reminder, I do stream every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. So if during this video you have questions maybe I didn't answer, feel free to jump in there and let's talk. There are 3 different levels of monetization that any streamer can go through. We'll call them tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, just for simplicity. Understanding these 3 tiers and how they work, especially understanding the top tier, gives you a little bit of a sense of like a path to walk. It really helps you understand how creators can turn their tiny little channel into a staple in the industry, like for example, Rooster Teeth. And while YouTubers have been accomplishing this for years, streaming is still relatively new enough that very few streamers understand what can be accomplished or that this is even possible. I'd say really the only streamer that is like fully broken into tier 3 is probably Ninja. Seriously, that's it. But let's start with tier 1. Tier 1 monetization is where all the income, all the revenues are self-contained to the streaming platform itself. By the way, we're gonna use Twitch as an example here, but just know this applies to any streaming platform. All the money you make in tier 1 comes from being live or income that happens while you're live. You've got people giving you money with subs, bits, and donations. You've got some merchandise that people can buy. We can even consider Patreon and OnlyFans in this group. Slightly different kind of merch, but still merchandise, none the same. And then lastly, sponsorships on your stream. These 3 ways are the way 99% of streamers make 100% of their revenue. And it's crazy how much this income can vary, not only from streamer to streamer, but from month to month. There was one month when Ninja had like 600,000 subscribers. That was when that month that he streamed with Drake. Keep in mind, subscriptions are $5 a month, and that number is split between the streamer and Twitch. You guys know most of this. Given how many subs Ninja had that month and, you know, attaching bits and donations to it, I mean, he probably made over 2, maybe 3 million that month just on this form alone. Sticking in tier 1 of monetization is incredibly volatile, and it makes you afraid to leave home and not stream. I know big streamers who intentionally missed TwitchCon last year because they were afraid to stop streaming and lose that revenue. These streamers, even though they're large streamers, are still monetizing in a tier 1 sense. A well enough known like full-time streamer who maybe has like between 500 and 1,000 average viewers will usually have between maybe 1,000 and 2,000 subscribers. Usually the money within tier 1 here is like 60 to 80% subs. So if we do some quick maths, we're talking about maybe $5,000 a month for a full-time, well-known streamer. And the reason that in tier 1, merch and sponsorships don't do very well is because 1, most streamers in this area only have self-branded merch where it's just like their logo on a shirt, and only like the hardcore true fans who want to like wear someone's face on their chest are gonna buy it. And sponsorships on Twitch alone, they just don't pay out that much. You don't have quite the impact with an ad on Twitch that you can have on YouTube. And this is because you're streaming for 8 hours on end. What are you gonna do? Push something every 30 minutes? And even then, a lot of people miss the ad, whereas on YouTube, like every single person who's gotten here so far saw the ad for stream designs. You just have a much more targeted approach to ads on YouTube than you do on Twitch. Anyway, let's move on to tier 2 here. I feel like I spent way too much time on tier 1. Tier 2 is when streamers branch out to other avenues of monetization on the internet. I'd say the most common one of these is when big streamers like Shroud or Choco Taco hire an editor who takes their streams, finds the best highlighted maybe 10 to 20 minutes of it, and uploads it to YouTube with a thumbnail. These are hit and miss. I've seen medium-sized streamers who can't get more than 300 views a video, whereas you get people like Shroud who within a day every single video gets 500,000 views, and that is a ton of monetization. Diversifying your content like this to multiple platforms does a couple things for you. 1, it just diversifies your income. Let's say one month you get a much smaller amount of subs. It happens sometimes. That generally doesn't have any impact on the amount of people that watch your YouTube videos, and your ad revenue will stay exactly the same. So one of your revenues dips, maybe you have 3 or 4 set up on other platforms and you're still making pretty much the same amount. The other thing that this does though is it opens up doors for better sponsorships. If you have audience on multiple different platforms with different styles of content, sponsors are gonna be able to get much more targeted. They're gonna say, we wanna hit the YouTube audience, we wanna hit the TikTok audience. Essentially, the ad will have a much larger influence on the audience, and your revenue will change from in tier 1, maybe being a couple $100 for putting a logo on your stream, to $10,000 to $20,000 for our YouTube ad. An example of someone who takes tier 2 to the next level is a streamer like Wacky Jackie, who, by the way, not only just streams super regularly, but also uploads nearly daily content. And this isn't just content ripped from his Twitch channel and edited for YouTube. I'm talking original YouTube content. Doing this not only provides you a large amount of extra income, but it also it adds to your credibility on Twitch, which is why Wacky Jackie streams for like over 1,000 people. If you're gonna be in tier 2, I recommend you be like Wacky. But let's talk about tier 3, because this is where things get a little bit tricky, and this is where things get a little more fun. This is where streamers outgrow simple content creation and start to turn it into an actual business. For example, I mentioned Rooster Teeth earlier, who took the success of Red vs. Blue, which, by the way, I'm aware predates YouTube, but took the success of that single series and built an entire entertainment empire off of it. Multiple channels, production companies, whole teams doing just a bajillion things. Nate Shot's another great example, a professional gamer slash really popular YouTuber who, instead of just continuing to make YouTube videos, has built an entire gaming org, 100 Thieves, and is, I mean, you've seen where he's gone with it. Let's do the fun stuff now, and let's see where I fit in all this. And just an important preface, by the way, the reason I'm sharing this private info about my income is because last week I did a video on multiple ways that streamers could monetize properly like a business rather than just begging their viewers for money, and felt like if I really wanted to put my money where my mouth is and actually be of real help to you guys, even if it meant adding a little bit of risk to myself, sharing this kind of info with you guys could actually do a lot of good. At least I hope that's the case. We'll see. So let's start with my tier 1. I stream 3 days a week. I average 400 to 500 viewers right now, and at this moment, I have 2,557 subs. This number is especially high for the amount of viewers I have on average. I've even had phone calls with Twitch where they've asked why that number is so high. I attribute it to this YouTube channel where my viewers feel like I provide them a lot of value for free, and in turn that makes them want to come to the Twitch channel and subscribe to return the favor. It's always been kind of a fun business tug of war kind of thing for me, where, and maybe this is the pride in me speaking, but in order for me to not feel like I'm just a complete freeloader from this sub money, I do everything I can to make sure I'm providing more value for you than what I receive on Twitch. Does that make sense? For example, in the past 30 days, I have made $10,500. And so the question I have to ask myself is, am I providing at least $11,000 of value to my audience? And if the answer is no, then I've got work to do and I need to add something to it. And that's my tier 1 income. And that fluctuates on a normal month from, I mean, $8,000 to, I think I've hit like $12,000 one month. I don't have any merch set up yet, but I will have a Stream Elements merch store coming soon, and I don't actually have any sponsors on my Twitch channel. All right, my tier 2 stuff. This is where things start to get fun. Let's talk about outer sources of revenue outside of Twitch and how much I make off those. Because $10,000 a month is an incredible number. I could live incredibly comfortably on 10K a month. But I have had months where I've been out of town for a lot of it, say for example the holidays, and that number has dropped down to half of that, which is why I've set these up so that Twitch is actually less than half of my monthly revenue. So let's talk about YouTube. In the last 4 weeks, the YouTube channel has reached 1.1 million views and has generated $4,500 in ad revenue. And while yes, that's only half of what my Twitch channel makes, my YouTube channel is incredibly marketable and sponsorships are worth quite a lot. And I would say that's because of a combination of two things. One, you guys come to this channel for advice, not just entertainment, which means if I say, hey, I really like this product, you're more likely to actually go out and buy it. Which brings me to number 2, I'm incredibly picky with the companies that I do sponsorships with. I've never given a biased review just because someone paid me for it. I turn down a lot of well-paying but iffy sponsorships because that trust between me and you is incredibly valuable. And while I can't talk specifically about how much any individual sponsorship has made me, I can say on a normal month, I will probably make about $5,000 in sponsorship revenue. On a good month, where maybe I have a couple of them lined up, it can get up to $20,000. Also of importance, I focus on 3 main social media platforms right now: Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Often what I'll do is I will bundle those together to, again, increase the value of a sponsorship. Whether that means adding a tweet to a sponsorship because my Twitter engagement is very high, or a lot of advertisers also know that if I post a video on something, I will often talk about it a lot in the next couple streams, and mentioning that also increases the rate in general. Another big revenue maker for me is Amazon Associates links. So if I ever do a video review on a product, or I talk about a build or anything where I have links to the products down below, they are Amazon affiliate links. Sorry, Amazon associate links. I don't like that they call it associates. I have to think about it every time I say it. But depending on what the product is that you purchase, I can make anywhere from 2% on a product to even up to 10% on whatever you buy. I've also created bundles on a website called kit.co. Those are also linked in the description down below. There's a beginning streamer bundle, an advanced streamer bundle, and then my personal streaming rig bundle. I think just about any device in these kits are Amazon links, and I am pretty sure that I have like one of the most viewed kit accounts. Every single one of these bundles has over 500,000 views. One of them is like reaching 1 million, I think. I haven't looked at it in a while. But I will make anywhere from 4,500 to 6,000 a month on these Amazon links. Great, that's the majority of it so far. Let's get into tier 3 stuff. The thing with tier 3 that makes it different than 1 and 2, you can start at tier 2 if you want. It's a lot of work. That's what I did. I started on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and it's honestly what I attribute my incredibly fast Twitch growth to. But tier 3 as a content creator often doesn't work until you have the validity of success. 100 Thieves would have just been another tiny org that you see all over the place if Nadeshot hadn't put in the time and become a very successful content creator. And Rooster Teeth would be absolutely nothing without Red vs. Blue. But a mistake that a lot of people make when they try to transition into tier 3, the business ownership world, is they leave behind tier 1 and tier 2. They think that it's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, like stepping stones. You move from one to the next, when in reality, it's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Each one expands upon the prior tiers, and it still encompasses it. I mean, Red vs. Blue, as far as I know, is still going in its like 17th season, and Nadeshot is still making just as much content as ever. And being real, if he stopped one day, 100 Thieves would suffer. Now, I'm not quite at a place where I can do something of the scale of 100 Thieves. Keep in mind, Nadeshot had like 2 to 3 million subscribers when he started that. I still have quite a ways to grow. However, my content on this YouTube channel has been all about explaining to you guys streaming solutions, whether it's PC parts, social media strategies, whatever. And so I decided to release a solution of my own that I felt was incredibly important and missing in the market. And last week, I released StreamBeats. I saw a very serious need for easy and free music that streamers could play on their stream without having any fear of copyright strikes. So I found a producer. We made 180 tracks. 120 of them are live right now, with 60 more coming out the next week or two. They are on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, literally everywhere. Links in the description down below. And I'm even currently working on talking with Twitch and Facebook, all these companies, making sure that if you use them, your VODs won't even get muted. That, however, is incredibly time consuming. Not quite there yet. And from a business standpoint, it's been incredible. You guys get free, easy, copyright-free music on a streaming service that you're already paying for. And while you're using it in the background of your streams, I'm making streaming royalties. And while I won't get the exact numbers of how much I'll make off this for like, I think a couple months, we can use the information on the internet to make some estimates. So today, StreamBeats got about 150,000 plays across all platforms. If you kind of average out what all the different platforms pay per play, while putting a little bit more emphasis on Spotify, because 70% of my audience is on Spotify, I will make about a half of a penny per play, which would make me about $750 a day. And if you multiply that by 30, that makes about $22,500 a month. And that's assuming that the numbers stay relatively the same. The numbers have been growing substantially every day, so it could be way more than that. You guys could just decide tomorrow you all hate it, and it could be way less than that, which means that adding everything up, the lowest I generally make in a month is like 44,000, and the highest I can make is up to like 65,000 right now. And yeah, there goes all my Twitch subs. That was fun.
Yeah, man, that's totally good. That's like we're on there. Taking 60 back up.
When this helps you
Please,
out,
all the
it's
time.
not.
Stream will be
I'm
starting
like
soon.
one of those guys,
Thank you very
YouTube
much.
guys who's like, I made $2 million